Hey y'all, and welcome to Home with Lace. So I am in our entryway, and this is what it looked like a couple weeks ago, but in last week's video we completely revamped this space. So let's take a look at what happened last week's video. So as you can see, we added some paint and did a little bit of DIY, but now it's time to work on the other half of the room, which is right here, and we're going to be making an entryway table. So if you like DIY home decor and all that stuff, then just keep on watching. Alright, so we are going to start this project off by clearing out this portion of the entryway. Now, a lot of the stuff over here was because we were working on the office/bedroom makeover at this time, and we were also revamping the other side of the entryway, so I have to clean up a bunch of dust and dirt and sawdust and all that stuff, and then take away some of the tools and things that we were using and just move them to the other side because we are still in process of using them in this video for other rooms. So I wanted to take you and show you what I built at first. I was following a design that I found, and I realized I did not like the idea of having a lower shelf. So I completely scrapped this idea, but I wanted to show you because it is okay to start over, to make mistakes, and just to figure out exactly what you want to do. So now that I have taken all that apart, I am going to be building an entryway table. So this is the first build that I've ever made, so it was all kind of a learn as I go and figure out exactly how to do it and how I wanted it. But I bought a Craig pocket jig, and that made all of the difference. It just made things so much more easy and things more sturdy. If you're not sure what a pocket hole jig is, it is basically just like hidden holes where you can put your screws or whatever into, and it just holds the joints a lot more securely than having like your wood in a T-shape and then going underneath. It helps to not split the wood as well. But as you can see, like the hole is made and then you're not able to see the screws on the outside of your project, and they're hidden, which makes things like this really nice because you don't want a bunch of screws sticking out of your finished product. So at this point, I am building the legs to the table and just making sure that all my measurements are right before attaching anything, because I do not want a wobbly table.
I don't need you, I don't need you.
And now to attach both legs together and complete the frame of the table. And I mean, I know wood is heavy, but once these two things were put together, it became really heavy for some reason. I mean, there is a reason, but you know what I mean. So now I am building the drawers for the unit. This is my first attempt at making drawers, so this one is kind of a practice run, but it did end up turning out and having the correct measurements, so I just kind of went with it. After getting all the glue on each piece, I decided to use my clamps to make sure to clamp everything securely in place so that the glue can hold everything together and dry nice and securely and straight, and just make sure that there's no wobbly drawers or inconsistency. And then later on, I will end up brad nailing it together. So here I am creating divisions for the drawers. I'm planning on doing 3 drawers, so I have 3 different slots here, and I'm just attaching everything together, and it's really starting to take shape.
Yeah, I need a new apartment, my own safe haven, and not the dump you live in. I don't need you, cause I got high ambitions, a boss vision. I'm granting all my wishes. I don't need you, 'cause you've been blocking me and you've held me back from day one. Always kept me down so I couldn't fly on my own. Used to think that being single was being alone. Now I know I don't need you, you. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. I make my own decisions, my lifelong mission, releasing inhibitions. I don't need you.
Now that I have the dividers on, yes, we're back at it. We're making the rest of the drawers, and I just wanted to check to make sure I had all the dimensions correct so that we can complete this project without any hiccups. So I'm just going to glue all these pieces together and clamp them in place. Have any of you guys completed any DIYs, or is it something that you're even interested in? Once I did this project, I just caught the DIY build bug, and now I just want to build everything in my house. Obviously, it's not realistic for me, but I think I want to figure out some other furniture to build in the future, and I just found out that I actually enjoy doing this. So have any of you ever built any furniture or built anything from scratch like this? If you have, comment down below. If you haven't, do you want to or no? Comment that as well. So now that I see that all the drawers fit, it is time to add on the drawer slides.
To come crawling back to me, to tell me that you're sorry. I'm better now, I'm happy. I don't need you, 'cause you've been blocking me and you've held me back from day one. Always kept me down so I couldn't fly on my own. Used to think that being single was being alone. Now I know I don't need you, you. 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 Yeah.
We are on the home stretch now. I'm just adding in all the side panels, and then also I'm going to start adding on the drawer fronts. And if I didn't mention this before in the video, if you've watched our office turn to bedroom makeover, all these pieces of wood, besides like the lighter colored ones, are from our office. So it's leftover wood, it's reused wood, which is great. This is from the built-ins, and like I said in that video, we are going to be using it for a different project. Well, here is the project. So, you know, make your build sustainable, reuse what you have. There's no reason to have to go buy new things if you can find it around your house. And not only that, but it definitely helps the cost and keep the cost low. So I put in all the door fronts here, and I'm taking off the brackets that I used to hold them on while the glue was drying. And then I figured the drawer fronts are going to be a different color than the frame of the table. So I cut out some more pieces from the scrap wood just so that the color was consistent. And then in our next clips, you will see that I am going to take off this old stain, and then I will be sanding.
I'ma go out, I'ma dance now, raise a glass to being alone.
Okay, so I picked up some citrus strip. All right, let's focus here. There we go. And this is just to take off the finish of the reused wood that already has stain on it so that I can match it to the top and the legs. So I couldn't find the clip of me putting on the top of the entryway table, but it's on now, and now I'm just gonna brush on the stain and paint remover. And then I found a trick where you put on saran wrap and wrap all the parts that have the citrus strip on it, and then you wait a couple hours and you take off the saran wrap, and that just kind of helps the chemical agent adhere more to the stain, so that way you can strip it off. So I am taking off the top layer, and then I'm going to take a brush and just kind of scrub off some of the stain.
You can stop me, you can reach me, 'cause I'm too high to.
At this point, I was like, okay, it did not work. It's like the same color, but in a second here, you'll see when I scrub with the brush, it does get a little bit lighter. And I'm using Murphy soap here, and that really helped lighten it up, and it took off some of the excess paint and varnish stripper. So I'm just kind of wiping off and cleaning at the same time, and eventually it does get lighter.
Fuck on, I don't need you.
Okay, so I thought it wasn't taking off the stain, but it's actually taken off quite a bit of the stain. So here's what we got so far. And now so this is what we got so far, and I just need to sand the rest. Here's this side. So hopefully I can get it sanded where it looks pretty similar as the top portion. Now I'm just sanding everything down. As you can see, the stain has really come off, and there is a variation in color between the pine, and then I'm not sure what the reclaimed wood is, but it is a little bit darker, but it was okay. I got it as close as to the color as I possibly could, and then I filled in the holes with some wood filler, and now I'm just sanding those areas down so that they're nice and smooth. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then I am going to start staining. So now for the fun part, putting on all the details and the finishing touches. So I really like the slat wood wall trend, and so I thought maybe I could do that on this entry table just to give it a little bit of a, cute flair to it and make it just a little bit more special. And so right now I'm just measuring out all of my wood pieces, and then I'm going to head out to the garage and cut the pieces.
I can't believe that you came into my life.
It is paint time, so I am using my favorite black, Tricorn Black by Valspar, and I'm using it in a matte finish. So I'm going to take all the pieces that I just cut, and I'm going to paint all of them.
You made me feel again, now it's my turn. You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me, so baby, spin.
When I started staining, I was really surprised that I was able to find a stain color that made the top and the sides match perfectly and really made them come together so that it didn't look like I just had a bunch of random pieces of wood. Now I'm just painting this one leg black because this is where the slotted pieces were gonna go, and I didn't want any color behind coming through those pieces, like through the sides of them. And of course, we're just going to start cleaning up and then start assembling our pieces.
Let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin, just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you? I know it's hard for you.
I painted a portion of a 2x4 black so that way it could give the back of these slats a little bit of support in case somebody like runs into them or something. It doesn't snap them in half. So I'm just going to drill that in right now and make sure everything is level and give the table just a little bit more support.
But you are not alone, I'm here with you. I think you owe it to this beautiful night to lose all your control, do it for you. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win.
I believe you saw me towards the beginning of the video making a couple holes for handles, and the reason why I kind of did it in the beginning and then in the end, in the beginning I wanted to see if the hardware that came with it was going to be able to fit the screws, and it just like barely caught onto the thread, so I knew if someone like pulled extra hard that they were just going to come off. So we had to run to the store and get longer screws so that it would have a longer part to thread to. So right now I'm just making holes for them and I'm adding the handles.
I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin for me. Won't you? Don't be afraid. Just let go of your fears, 'cause you know you can do it, baby. Dance that move.
And now to add in the last screw and just to test out the drawer one more time. And that is it. The table is finally completed. It took me a couple weeks to build this, you know, on and off while doing other projects, but I feel like it turned out really nice. I am pretty proud of myself, and I just love how modern and unique this table is. On top of it, it has drawers, right? So you can put whatever it is that you need to put in there, keys, anything small in those drawers. Right now I'm keeping all of my fragrances in one of the drawers, but I still have two more to figure out what I want to put in it. This table really brought together this room and made it feel more inviting, and just to kind of have a place to, you know, decorate and put our things on and really just fill up the space. It was a pretty empty space, and I think I accomplished everything that I wanted to. Join me for the next video when I decorate and complete this entryway. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.